Curtis Cox. I work for Standard Drywall. I do a mechanic / warehouse. I run the warehouse and I fix everything that breaks. Going on 14 years now, and I love what I do, so it makes it easy to come back. Got into heavy equipment construction and just wound up kind of falling into here when the economy went bad, and got in with a really good crew of people and decided to stay. Like the people and I like the place I work for, so that's kind of how I wound up here. Growing up around heavy equipment where I started, it's just something I always wanted to do, and now it's, you're driving down the road and you're pointing at a building and saying, we built that, and it's just kind of cool. The varying positions in here. Everyone, seems to think in construction you swing a hammer or something. There's so many different positions and so many places you can move up to. Not just the field. Everyone thinks construction is a bunch of sweaty guys in shorts and a radio going and a hammer swinging, and it's not that. And it hasn't been that in a long time. And just that there's a lot of opportunity to move up and even sideways into positions that have nothing to do with the field and swinging a hammer, but still have a lot to do with construction. I was raised to think without a box, and that gives me a lot of different angles to look at things. I fix things, so you always have to figure a lot out, and that's the unique perspective I think I bring to the job. Key habits to embrace would be listening. Listening to the people around you, the people that are successful, and absorbing what they have. I find it's better in the beginning to listen and not think you know it all. That's a definite attribute, is not thinking you know everything. Absorbing what's around you and listening to the people. I do what I enjoy, and I fix things and I work with people that I enjoy. But the main thing is that I enjoy what I do, and to me that's the most important thing in a job. Start to finish, it depends day to day. One day it's like musical chairs and someone pulls one out from under you, and the next day it's like a roller coaster and your hands are up in the air. They try and plan everything as best they can, but it doesn't always go according to, and you have to make very fast changes in the warehouse for equipment and shipping and everything else. So day-to-day routine is, you hope it's like a roller coaster and enjoyable, but some days you fall on your butt. The fact that I enjoy what I do. I mean, yeah, I have to make a living no matter what, but I'm not one of those people that wakes up in the morning and dreads going to work. I truly enjoy it, and some days more than others, but yeah, it's always I look forward to getting up and going to work, and sometimes that's an irritation to my wife. The owners here do a great job of engaging with us, being respected, and having this is my second family. There's people here that I fight and argue with like I would my sister. There's people I get along with. It's the culture here is enjoyable and can be intense sometimes, but it is what it is, and you have to make the best of it. If you're not going to fit in, and you need to go find someplace you do. Otherwise, you're not going to be happy. Not everyone fits in everyone's culture of the business, and they've done a really good job of getting a great mix of people here that we just enjoy each other and do good work. Luckily, we have a good team. The safety department helps. The internet, using websites and communicating. I also have to keep track of CARB regulations in California. The least whim, they can decide to ban a piece of equipment or a motor that goes to one of our jobs, and now that can't go there, and what are we going to substitute? So it's a lot of time reading and website looking. You have to dedicate some time to that, and networking with other companies, to general contractors especially. What did I want to be when I was younger? To this day, I wanted to be my dad. He was my hero. He is to this day. He's a hardworking man, great attitude. I mean, his nickname among his friends is Buddy. And growing up, that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be him. So I've followed somewhat in heavy equipment in his footsteps, but that was my hero. He did heavy equipment, operated dragline, and had his own truck, semi, and growing up as a kid riding around with him and everything, that's just like magic. And some kids wanted to be firefighters or astronauts or construction workers, and I just wanted to be my dad. Still do. There is such a variety of jobs to do in this industry. It's a great industry. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, and I think it's overlooked. I think too many people are looking at schools and different things, and there's a lot of things you can do in construction without a heavy background in college. It's a good place to start, and there's a lot of places that will help you through college, and you can work here while going to college. And we need all the perspective we can get, and women bring a whole other perspective to the ballgame. So I think anyone should look at it, and it's a fairly stable industry. We're always growing. Everything is getting older, things are getting torn down, and new things are getting built. And the best thing I can say is the feeling you get when you drive by something. There's a ship that just hit a bridge, and that bridge collapsed. But someday someone's going to drive by that new bridge and point out that we fixed that, we built that. And the pride you get from that is nothing else to replace that. The most important thing I found in my career is to surround yourself anytime you can, above and below you, with people that are as knowledgeable or better than you. They'll do nothing but lift you up if you do that. That to me is one of the most important things, is whether you're managing people, working with them, whatever, is have people that can lift you, that can take you places. Don't be afraid. Some people are worried that this person's better than me, they're gonna look better and stuff like that. If you're managing them, they'll just make you look better. And if you're open to that around you, that's the best thing you can do, is have that there. And that goes into life too. I mean, it does. The people you surround yourself with, you surround yourself. There's some of my old high school friends, you surround yourself, you're still gonna be at that level they're at that they never went past. And by always surrounding yourself with good, better people that are uplifting, you'll move a lot further, a lot easier in life. Most of it was growing up. I grew up on a ranch, agricultural ranch, and out there with my dad, being taught how to drive a tractor at 9. At 12, running the equipment while he's out there chaining equipment up, moving it around, and just planting trees, developing things on the ranch, learning to weld and actually build things on your own. It just became second nature in fixing things. So all that together, that was a big milestone for my career and where I wanted to go, and it led me here to construction. It wasn't always in construction, but it led me here. And this is where I hope to retire from, so this is where I'm at. My work life and my mental health, my wife would say I come home and I still have work going around in my head, even after a 12-hour day. And I do to some extent, but trying to separate out work, leave it at the door when you get home. And it's hard when someone comes home, how was your day? And you go straight into that, and then it sits there in your head, and lack of sleep can be the biggest issue when you can't shut your brain down at night. And you don't want to use depressants or stimulants to do that. So I find I put a pair of earbuds in and I put an audiobook in and try and shut the voices down.